Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bombers Baseball. Today, we'll watch the highlight reel as the Bombers took on the Blackhawks back on Tuesday, March 21st. It was the first game of the season for the Bombers' 2023 spring season. Leading off the Bombers for this game, started by Henry, Holden, Jason, Elijah, Logan, Juan, Christian, Noah, Zane, Parker, Hudson, and Jeremiah. Mackay, unfortunately, won't be joining the Bombers as he had an ankle injury just a few days prior. We're going to begin this game right at the very first batter. Henry leads off the game, and he hits a single down the third base line that'll grant him first base. Coming up next is Holden. Holden was on the Polar Bears last season. That was coached by his father, Darren. Holden's going to hit a ground ball back to the pitcher. The pitcher's going to make the attempt to throw it first. It gets by the first baseman, then allow Henry to advance both to third and then continue on home to score. Holden will make his way over towards third base as the first baseman gathers it up. The play will stop there. The Bombers begin their lead 1-0 against the Blackhawks. Coming up next, Jason Jefferson. Jason's going to single on a ball hit to the second baseman. That's going to allow Holden to score 2-0 Bombers. Elijah Ruiz unfortunately strikes out next. That brings up Logan Gonzalez. Logan's going to get a hold of that one. It's going to roll into deep left center field. Jason will be waved home. Logan advancing to third. No throw in sight. He's going to continue all the way home for his first inside the park home run of this young 2023 season. 4-0 Bombers. Unfortunately, both Juan and Christian will strike out to finish the top of the first inning. And then in the bottom of the first inning, both Logan and Jason will get ground ball assist outs to the first baseman from the second base position and the pitcher position. But unfortunately, a camera malfunction did not capture that footage. So we're going to pick up this footage here now in the top of the second inning with no outs. Noah Lindgren is going to hit one in a deep left field, rounding first and over to second. He's going to continue on being waved to third. No throw in sight. He'll round them all. Very first hit of the 2023 season for Noah Lindgren's an inside the park home run. 5-0 Bombers. Coming up next year for the Bombers, in his third season with them, is Zane Lazaro. And he'll step up here with a nice line drive, hit down to the third base line. That one just barely touches dirt. Oh, it's right on the edge of the grass. He will round second to third. He's going to be waved around all the way to home. In his first hit of the 2023 season, Zane Lazaro hits an inside the park home run. 6-0 Bombers. In his very first at-bat in his very first season now is Parker Robinson as he steps up to the plate. He's going to hit a ball down the left field line. It's going to hit off the bag. Fair ball. He will continue on past first base. On to second he goes. Number 12, the third baseman, will fire to second. It will not be in time. Parker will be scored with an infield double. Hudson Anderson will strike out after Parker. That brings up Jeremiah Bell. Jeremiah Bell will hit a ground ball back to the pitcher, and that will earn him first base. The pitcher is late to the ball. Jeremiah will continue all the way over to second, and nope, he's actually going to be called back by the umpire. He'll stay at first and third as Parker made his way over to third. Henry's up to bat. There's a nice line drive, deep left field. Parker will score. Jeremiah rounding second on his way to third. Henry's going to round second as well. He's going to come to third. Jeremiah will score. They will hold Henry over at third base. Actually, he's going to make the attempt, but the umpire once again sends Henry back to the previous base. He's going to come back to third base. Nonetheless, that's 8-0 Bombers. Runner on third base. That's 4 runs for the inning, max of 5 for an inning. And Holden will hit one back up to the shortstop, and he will reach first safely. The run from third at Henry will score. 9-0 Bombers. That's 5 runs over that inning. That will wrap it up for the Blackhawks now. Luke Wallace will hit a pop fly to second base. Logan, unfortunately, is not able to make the catch. That'll earn him a single. The very next batter, Dawson Williamson, will hit a ball over to first base. Henry will pick it up, step on first, obtain the out. Luke Wallace will make his way over to second. The inning is finished after a couple more strikeouts. Starting off the top of the third for the Bombers, Jason Jefferson will single on a fly ball over to the pitcher. That'll earn him first base. Elijah Ruiz will come up after that, and he is going to hit a bomb, probably one of the deepest balls that I've seen in my 4 years coaching. He's going to hit a bomb in a deep right field. Jason Jefferson's going to round all the bases. Elijah's going to round all the bases. Inside the park home run for Elijah Ruiz. 11-0 Bombers. Coming up next year for the Bombers, Logan Gonzalez, who already had an inside the park home run to start off his young season. He's going to hit a nice line drive ball over to the second baseman, and that will reach him first base safely. Up next for the Bombers, Juan Rivero, who is going to make a hit right back to the pitcher. It bounces off the pitcher. Pitcher picks it up. He will not make the throw over to first base, and the runners will stop at first and second. Christian Amalfi, unfortunately, will strike out. Following him, Noah Lindgren will hit a ball back to the pitcher. Pitcher will pick it up, and no play is attempted. Base is now loaded as Zane Lazaro comes up, and he's going to hit a ball back to the third baseman. The third baseman, oh, he doesn't make the tag. He tries to make the throw to first. The throw isn't off time. The first baseman rounded first. Now the runners are out of position. They're going to go ahead and send the runner home, and Noah's going to make his way over to third base. That's going to make it 13-0 Bombers as 2 runs scored on that hit. Hudson's going to have a swinging bunt that's going to land right in front of him. Noah's going to run past the ball and score. You can see that second runner making his way home. That score, unfortunately, will not count, as the Bombers will gain their maximum of 5 runs for that inning. We end the top of the third inning for the Bombers with a score of 14-0. Now in the bottom of the third inning, Gia Salazar is going to have a hit back to the pitcher. Holden Cohen's going to pick it up, and he's going to take the toss over to Logan at first base and obtain the first out of the inning. The rest of the side will strike out, and we move forward to the top of the fourth inning. Jeremiah Bell, unfortunately, will start the top of the fourth inning with a strikeout. We move on to Henry Lewis. Henry's going to hit a little pop fly over to second base. That'll get through both the fielders. He'll make his way over to first base, and he'll hold it there as the ball is in short center field. Following Henry is Holden Cohen. He'll step up, and he'll hit a nice hard ground ball past the second baseman. Henry's going to round second, on his way to third. Holden's going to make his way into second. The ball is thrown into the infield and kind of left there at the pitcher's mound, and they will send Holden back to second as they held Henry on third base, attempting to limit the number of runs here for the Bombers. Jason steps up to bats. He's going to hit a bunt single, and Coach Lewis sends the runners back to third and back to second. They won't advance. That'll load the bases. A swinging bunt there from Jason, not one of his normal hits by any means. Coming up next, Elijah Ruiz. He hits a bomb, another bomb into right field. Henry scores. Holden rounds third on his way home. Jason is going to round third on his way home. Elijah is going to round second on his way to third. He could easily make it home, but the coach will hold him at third to limit the number of runs. That would have probably been an inside the park grand slam for the Bombers. Nonetheless, it's now 17-0 Bombers. Logan steps up next. Oh my goodness, he hits another bomb into left field. That one goes all the way to the grass before it touches the ground. Elijah Ruiz scores. Logan's on his way rounding second. They're thinking about Holden, but there's no throw into the infield yet. Logan will trot on home. That'll be his second inside the park home run for the game. 19-0 Bombers. That's 5 runs for the inning. We will move ahead to the bottom of the fourth inning. As we begin the bottom of the fourth inning, Joseph Gray steps up to bat for the Blackhawks, and he's going to hit a ground ball here to the first baseman. Logan Gonzalez will pick it up, and step on first base for the first out of the inning. The very next batter for the Blackhawks is Asher Soto. He will also step up, and another ground ball back to the first baseman. Logan once again picks it up, steps on first base, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Finley Trantham, who played for the Rangers last season, will step up third. He's going to hit a ground ball single over to third base. It'll get away from Henry as it rolls into fair territory. Henry will run him back and make sure he holds over on first base. Way to continue that play for Henry to make sure he limits the runner. The next batter will strike out. We move to the top of the fifth inning. Here in the top of the fifth inning, Noah Lindgren steps up to bat after 2 strikeouts to begin the inning. Oh, that's right back up to the pitcher's mound. The pitcher, George Gonzalez, goes for a roll. Noah rounds first on his way to second. He's going to be waved on to third and is going to hold here on third base. 2 outs, top of the fifth inning. Noah's over on third base as the judges give Coach Gonzalez a score of 8.4 for the roll there. Nice hit for Noah. Coming up next for the Bombers, Zane Lazaro. Unfortunately, Zane Lazaro will ground out over here to the first baseman. First baseman picks it up, and we'll get the third out of the inning. Noah attempts to score, but not able to make it on the force out to first. We move on to the bottom of the fifth inning. Unfortunately, 2 strikeouts start the bottom of the fifth inning for the Blackhawks. They're down to their final out, and that one is strike number 3 for them. That's the final out, and that'll do it for this one here at Northwest Community Park. Your Bombers win! Thanks again for joining us as your Bombers defeat the Blackhawks in their very first 2023 spring season opener. You got to hit that like button for that kind of score. That'll help keep these kids motivated. And make sure you subscribe so you can catch our next highlight video as the Bombers are scheduled to take on the Young Guns coming up on March 27th right here at Northwest Community Park. Same time, 6:30 p.m. We look forward to seeing you then. Have a good night.